SoundCloud.com/chaotic flame, YouTube.com/ @nothing left to do but win. This is Nothing Left to Do But Win podcast, episode 44. Happy New Year. Happy New Year's, however you want to say it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring up my guy, Shaka. We just gonna start this right now. Shock, what's up? What's up? How you doing?
What's up, big dog? Nothing left to do but win. Glad I'm here again, man. It's 2024. Hope everybody had a safe New Year's Eve and a safe travel back to their homes. I know I did. Had to sleep a lot today. But I'm back 100% ready to rock and roll, yo. It's good to see you. And I hope you have a good 2024. Your damn self.
You too, brother. And of course, I'm glad that you're rocking out with us. Let me just let's bring everybody up. What's up, man? What's up?
Man, I'm trying to get this TikTok thing together. I'm getting pissed the fuck off.
All right, we're gonna let you handle that then. We're gonna let you do it. All right, it's 2024. This is the first episode. I just want to start. I usually start with a financial segment. I usually do it by myself, but I just do it with all y'all up here. So I got one question to everybody that's watching the show. For anybody watching the show, I have one question for you guys, and you don't have to answer it, but hopefully it'll change the way you think. So I assume all of us in here work for money, right? I'm just going to assume that we're all working for money, right? So you spent the last year working for money. How much of it did you keep? How much of it did you hold on to? I don't want specifics from nobody. Oh, it's funny, right? Like,
that's funny.
But not for real. As a question for your mentality, you spent 365 days working. How much of that money did you hold on to and bring into 2024? Now, the last thing I'll say, and this is the part that kind of got me on track, is that we've been working collectively maybe for 20 years of our life, if not more. How much of that money have you held on to? Please don't answer it. All right. But go ahead, Kristen. You got something you want to say?
Well, yeah, because it's quantified in the sense of like I'm still in my crib. So the money that I spent on bills is me keeping that money, even though it's not in my pocket.
I like that.
That's a positive way of looking at it.
You got to, boo. You got to, because otherwise,
you be in your feelings.
Exactly.
I ain't gonna lie, that question got me in my feelings a little bit because I never thought about that until this very moment. Thank you for that, Ira. Thank you.
But nah, think about it. Like, we've been working for a long time, right? And then sometimes, and like, you know how Cash App kind of it show you how much money you're giving to people and receiving from people. Mm-hmm. So you kind of look at that, and then you look at your savings and be like,
that thing right there, man. Listen,
I didn't tell the truth.
Once you saw, all right, is that echo still there? I think I eliminated it.
You good?
I took it all the way off. Listen, F it. But when I saw that thing from like Venmo, and then they start showing how much you get in and how much stuff going out, oh my God! I said I gotta step my game up. You like to see it face to face, and you think you're doing all right till you're just like.
Nah, you're bleeding money, bruv. We all are.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You gotta start tightening up that boat and figuring out how to, just keep it safe.
Well, sadly though, there is no tightening to do. Like everything tight. You know what I'm saying? Like you still got to bleed money. Pause, but you still got to bleed money. Like,
oh, absolutely.
I think the best option is finding a way to make your money make more money. I think that's the best option.
That part.
Investment. And I know it's probably corny, but don't forget about Social Security. So you are putting money away for that down the line. I know that's what the motherfuckers don't want to talk about. It's kind of boring.
Well, I mean, it's going to be hard for us in about 15 years if it's even going to exist. Yeah. Not in the way that we benefit.
That part.
Yeah, I know.
My mom is living at this point, and she's barely making it. So I don't know how that really equates to a retirement per se, but it is something.
Yeah, it's supposed to supplement something that you already have, and it's really, you can't just live off of it. That's for sure.
Yeah, no offense, but I've been through just something.
I'm gonna
You
keep it
know,
100. I ain't bring that much money into 2024 because, like
Yeah.
I tell you, I got parents I gotta take care of, and I got little brothers and sisters. So my responsibilities go
Yeah.
outside of my house.
Yeah, I could respect that. And like I asked that question hopefully to change the mentality we have. Maybe we could go into 2025 a little stronger, you know, because 2024 we here, right?
Is
But
we
maybe
already
we could
here?
go into 2025 a little stronger if we had a different mentality financially. And
But I have
that
a
kind of brings
goal
me
though.
to like my first question though, right? My
But
so
I
my
got a
first
goal though. Every check, I told myself once my first starting this year, I'm gonna take every check I get. I'm taking at least. Not, you know how you get your first check, you gotta pay your rent, right? Out of that check, I gotta take $50 out and put it in my savings. Then the next check is always your check to play with. I gotta put at least 150 up from that check. So it's gonna be like at least 200 a month for me to put up in my savings. Like that's a goal. It's a
yeah,
it's a small goal, but
Not
it's like small
You
goals.
got to start somewhere.
Yeah,
that's
because
your goal. Yeah.
I can't start big because if I start big, I always fucking crumble. So
Hmm.
little goals, like,
mm,
and then once I get to that, I'm saying I give myself 4 months for that. After my 4 months, that first check 100, the second one gonna be 200. So I'm every 4 months I'm gonna go up because I turned 35 this year and I'm having a theme party and all y'all will be invited. So
Hey.
it's gonna be a
listen, we
1930s
going
thing.
live.
Be on live. I don't care. It's gonna be a 1930s thing, so I know for a fact I gotta pay for my shit. So I'm saving up, and then on top of that, I've been putting money up for a car anyway. So
What Laquanda said, what she
Yeah.
said.
Hey, in 2024, we're not living
Right.
paycheck to paycheck.
Absolutely
True,
not.
very much true. But the way that my job is set up, I didn't hit salary base yet. But I'm aiming for that. But everybody gotta understand when you hit salary base, break that shit down hourly and make sure your salary base is worth you getting.
Yo, if I
Right.
could, that is very true. One of the first people I spoke about salary with when I was working in a restaurant broke his salary down and divided it just the way you said. And he was making $5 an hour.
And it's not shit
Mm-hmm.
because everybody believe like, oh, salary is good. No, I don't want my shit when I retire. I need my shit now. If anybody see these last 4 years, shit really got fucked with America. America been
Mm.
Yeah.
fucked anyway, but since COVID, then this RSV and fentanyl thing going on, taxes going
You may
up,
not
all of
even
that.
live to get that.
Exactly.
Right.
So you taking my money out for my retirement 9 out of 10, not saying I'm not, God willing, please. I'm not saying it for my life. Some people don't make it to retirement. Like when I first started working at UPS, that very week, someone died of a heart attack. A couple of days before his retirement, another guy, 2 days, literally 2 days, he was saying it. 48 hours, I'm retired. Had a heart attack. Didn't make it to retirement.
No, something going on up in there.
No,
Yo,
it's
yo, yo.
the stress. It's the stress of working at any warehouse worker that you get, supervisor job or whatever. They tell you the amount of stress that jobs be putting you through is not good for your heart. That's why they encourage people to take your PTO, go on vacation, call out, go to a therapist. Self care is serious because at the end of the day, you wearing your body out for what? A job that's gonna replace you 2.5 seconds after they fire you.
For
I
sure.
promise you.
24. You get that job 25 years. They fire you. Somebody in there the next second making a lesser dollar.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And all they get is an email. We like to thank him for all their service.
Right.
Crazy.
You don't even get to watch no more. Like you don't even get to watch. Your family don't get nothing. Like it's crazy. Mm-mm.
Nothing. They be like, well, you know,
Mm-mm-mm.
you didn't hit your retirement. My husband died. Of course, he ain't hit his retirement. Well, we can't help you. How can't you help me? Why
Yo,
can't you help me?
yo, Tina's about. I know you're talking about saving, yo. The only way you can eat an elephant is one piece at a time. So yeah, you just start small. It's all
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah, yeah.
Good one.
gotta get at that elephant, yo. How you gonna eat an elephant?
peace,
Yeah.
power.
That's funny as heck. So if I could, I want to get into some goals for 2024. If anyone wants to share any other goals that they have for this year.
So one of the things I did today because Facebook has that memory feature is I made sure I went and did a reminder post. So it was basically like I want to become a director within the company that I work, that my business is under, my travel business, to where I have at least 35 people on my team. I want to have 25K in my savings by the end of the year so that I'm, setting myself up for retirement over the next couple of years. And I want to stop working at least one of these side hustles by growing my income through my own actual business. So, growing my business and growing my platform to where I'm making at least one of my part-time salaries through that, so where I can have more time for family and just keep creating freedom through my finances like that.
Creating freedom through finance. I like how that sounds.
Yeah.
Creating freedom through finance. I really like how that sounds.
That's the goal. That's the white way, bro. Not to say it like that, but that's what they do. They get to do vacations and runoffs and all of this, and because they got the money to do so.
Mm-hmm. That's very true.
Yeah, my goal. Go ahead. My goal for 24 is, most of you guys know I'm active duty military and I'm 2 years to retirement. What I want to do is have 100% plan for what I want to do by this time next year, post retirement. So that's pretty much the goal. Just figuring out exactly what I want to do and start working on that. I have a lot of options right now, but I'm not a big fan of options. I like having one set thing to set my focus on. And if I got like 5 things I can do, then I'm really not focusing on any of them. So I want to focus on eventually boil it down to one thing, and then I can aim at that one thing.
Shit, what are some ideas? If you feel like sharing, it could be too personal.
Yeah, well, I was thinking about teaching. I was thinking about being a junior ROTC instructor. I'm also thinking about getting into contracting. And I'm also thinking about getting another Fed job, like working on another military installation. So yeah, I got like 4 or 5 things I can do with the degrees I have. I just got to focus on one thing. I think that'll set me up for success. Just getting focused on one particular thing. Did you focus on something specific in the Army? Hey Vanessa, I'm a military police officer. So I ain't doing that shit no more. I think that was mentioned yesterday. I'm not going to be doing anything with guns or security anymore. But and I'm in the Air Force. Same, right? But yeah, I'm in the Air Force. But yeah, that's what I focused on. But that's not going to help me on the other side because I'm not going to touch any of that type of shit.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
When you say, as far as your plans after, what's more important to you, the impact you'll have or the financial gain?
So it's the financial gain, and it's only because I have put my life on the line for 20 years now, and that I'm no longer in search of something bigger than myself because I've been doing that, and I've had enough of it, and then my heart is full of service. Does that make sense?
It makes plenty of sense.
Yeah.
I think people who do that, like you said, you've already done that. You've already done something bigger than yourself in that aspect. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So yeah, the money is the motivation now.
I ain't mad at it.
If I could, was the military something you always knew you wanted to do, or like what is something that might have inspired you to go in that direction?
I mean, chaotic. I had a weird high school career, and it led me to being sent to military school, and from there it kind of let me. I had a lot of people. The cadre, they were all prior military, so they kind of put me on game, let me know what it was, let me know what it wasn't. Obviously, when you join, it's its own monster. They couldn't tell me what I was going to go through, but I guess that's the main reason why I joined in the first place, because of the military school I went to. It just kind of opened my eyes to such a career.
I think that's interesting. Because I wanted to go to the military straight out of high school. Like that was what I wanted to do. You know how they come to school.
Do you remember what branch you wanted to do?
that particular time it was the Army, because they have the recruiters come to school and talk to you, and
Yeah.
I just was like, yeah, this sounds like a good idea. They're gonna
Yeah.
help me go to school for free and all these other benefits.
Yeah.
But at home, my mom was like, absolutely not. You are not going into the United States military as a Black woman. You are not going to do it. And I'm like, but I think it'll be a good opportunity. I think it'll be a lot of benefits after I retire. I only got to give them 4 years of my life. And she was
At
like,
least
no,
she said
you're
that
not
to
going
you.
to.
My father stopped the dude at the door. Like I signed up for the Army.
This
I
is
was
how
on my way.
that's how she did it. That's
The guy
literally how
came
she
ding
did it.
dong. My father said, "Oh, you could come in, have a seat in the living room." Julia, I came upstairs. He said, "I'm letting you know she not going nowhere." He said, "Sir, but everything been put together. Like that's why I came to pick her up, stuff like that." He said, "First and foremost, this is my firstborn. She not going nowhere. We not doing that. If she choose not to go to college, she choose to pick a trade. That's fine. But my firstborn not going. I see you in a couple of years for my son. And even if he decide to go, me and you gonna have a talk." I looked at my father like, wait, what? He looked at me, was like, so that little bag you got, go take it back downstairs, go unpack it, and then me and you gonna have a talk, because apparently you think, because at 18 I graduated high school. But at that time I already knew I'm not a good kid. I wasn't a good kid. So in my mind, that I was going to stop myself from becoming destructive. My father was not and we had Bush in office at that time. No. My father said, and the recruiter was like, if you ever change your mind, call me. My father took the card out of my hand and gave it back to him and closed the door. He said, yeah, we going to have a talk, because this is not what we do. We don't do that.
Pretty much. That's pretty much
Yeah.
what my mom did for me. She said, I had already set the appointment. Like, this was what I was going to do. Like, I didn't care what nobody had to say about it. And the recruiter called my house phone, and my mom answered the phone. She was like, she don't live here. Click. And I never knew anything about it until like a week or so later. I'm like, well, I know these people were supposed to call. Like, what happened? Oh, you ain't going. I was like, what you mean? You ain't going.
If I
was like,
could, right? I think there's a common theme here, because I've also had a similar story that I won't get into too crazy. But what do you think it is about our parents that makes them want to shield us from joining the military? If anyone would like to chime in on this, I
the
feel like we
time,
all
Well,
might
that's
have.
day and time
history.
that they came up in. They came up
Yeah.
in a way different time. My parents came up.
Hair
in
looks nice,
either
by the way,
70s.
Rashida. You're looking good. All right,
Thank
it's working. You're looking good. All right.
Thank you.
Proceed.
60s and the 70s. So things were way different. Like, they came up through Malcolm X, Martin, like they came up in that era, and they saw how we were treated then, and they didn't think that was a good opportunity for me.
Mm.
My my grandfather served in Vietnam, and I got a few uncles. They are they're used to it, but they were very surprised early in my career when I was put in leadership positions, and how my career just started to just go up, because they were treated very poorly. So I can see how older generations wouldn't want African Americans to join, and there's still some disparities to this day, but it's usually the higher you go in the military structure where race becomes more of an issue. The lower levels, it's almost like poor is poor. Everybody's poor is poor. But when you start talking about some serious money, some serious rank, some serious power, it becomes more and more political. And there's certain, I say, Black characteristics that you have to get away from if you want to keep climbing the ladder. Yeah. So you can't be too damn Black.
Yeah, my grandfather, he served when they pictures was black and white. So my grandfather was not beat for me to go into the military. My dad's situation was I had a cousin in the Air Force. He was a pilot, and he was killed. They claim suicide. Still to this day, they claiming suicide, but nobody hangs them. No Black person is hanging himself from a tree. So my father was like, you know what? They don't protect Black people in there, and they didn't protect your cousin. They damn sure ain't gonna protect you. And there was a lot of female that in the
Yeah.
Navy, they got sexually assaulted, and that's the reason my Aunt Lakeitha was like, "You're not going nowhere, because what happened to me is not going to happen to you."
It's a big problem. Sexual
It's
assault's a
a
big problem.
It's a
Yeah,
big, it's a big
so
problem statistically for sure. Hold
Is
up, we
it a
got
big
another guest.
problem
Hold up, let
among
me bring
men?
up my guy. Hold up, let's bring him up, man. Let's bring up the homie. Let's bring up the homie. Europe, what's up, brother? What's
What
up,
up? What
man?
up? What up? What up? What up?
Always good to see Big Sleep in the building, helping out the
Yeah,
community.
yeah, ready.
Bring
Oh,
everybody
you
else
know what?
back up.
Hold on.
I love
All right,
this.
all right. So
So
what's up?
when I was
How was your New Year's, Sleep?
It was cool. I just spent it with a couple people that I fuck with heavy. You know what I mean? Brought in with some 1942, some other couple L's, and I went home and relaxed in my old head.
Yeah.
Yeah, did a lot of relaxing and adulting. Yeah,
Hey, bought
We
it in
gonna
right.
talk.
yeah, ready.
So how your new place coming?
I move in tomorrow actually.
You like it? Are you excited?
Oh, I'm super excited. Wait till y'all see all of the amenities I got. So I can't wait.
Why you keep
Oh, what's
doing
going on,
that?
Cheetah?
Now,
Oh wow.
I was a little sick earlier, so I had to put my mask on.
I'm cracking up.
I had to
Sleep,
put
I
my
love your
mask on.
dog.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Your dog is so cute. And is he
Yeah.
a puppy?
Yeah, he like 5 weeks old.
But he big.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
wait till he get full adult size. You going what kind of dog is that? Not a Saint Bernard.
No, it's a bearded collie.
Oh,
It's
those are
one of those rare
expensive.
show dogs.
But they
Man,
are expensive.
Yeah, my mother paid about
Yo,
3,000 for it.
listen, you can't
Yeah.
be too damn anything
I
in the
wouldn't be
military except
surprised to see
respectful.
Martinez on like an animal show talking about this is such a beaut. You know what I mean?
Watch
Whole
as
big
the
ass.
jaguar carefully goes through the shrubs to get to the alligator
Right.
at the bottom of the canal.
Yeah, I almost joined the Marines. I ended up with a full scholarship for Temple before trying to pursue other ventures. But it was a choice between the Marines and running track. So
You
it
wanting to be
was
a
like,
Marine doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, but
really?
technically the
Yeah.
Marines aren't a branch. They just a substitute to the army. If
Yeah.
look it up,
So
they're not a
no, you're
branch.
right.
Marines are not a branch.
Here's the thing. They even like I went through all the tests and everything, and it was like the guy he actually came to the track meet. So it was we were going through Junior Olympics, and the staff sergeant showed up and looked my dad in the face and was like, "You don't make no decision for him. He makes a decision for himself." And meanwhile, like this is the first time my dad ever came to a track meet of mine. Like mind you, I'm second in the state, got national records at this point. Like this dude never like finally showed up to one, and he had like, and the Marine dude was like, make his own decisions. And I was like, you know what? I thought I was going for what was easy, but I kind of wish I'd actually joined the Marines.
Uh,
But even still, I don't think that I would be in a mind state because of just my own personal, but I think that saving, I'm trying this new thing for from January until March. I'm only living off of 10% of my means.
Good luck.
So,
Ah,
Good luck.
That
right.
is a
So
wise
okay.
decision.
I've
Can we talk
I
about
got
that?
That's a wise
yeah,
decision.
Let's
so
talk about that. Yeah.
you know how a lot of times in religion, especially in church, I mean, we all brought up in church, they say give 10% to God and let it be, bring back. So I was like, you know what? Let me try to just invest in me for a little bit, So I was like, let me do my normal. I give to, the community. Even on my birthday, I give to the poor. That's my thing. I don't expect anything in return. It's always a gift. But that 90%, I want to see what I can do with that 90%. So I actually cut off all vices, starting with that last little glass of eggnog. I'm done. Like, and it's just like, let me see what I can do with everything invested. 10%
What?
is going to be going towards me, and that's my little budget to get from point A to point B. Food, everything going to be paid because I see the money. Like, and it was funny. Iris said it. I see the money, but at the end of the day, I'm like, where the hell is my money? And I'm like looking at bills and I'm looking at things that I wanted to do and I'm looking at memories that I thought I would have, and I'm like, simple things. I want a house. I want to be left alone. and I want to retreat.
Heavy on that.
That's my three things. And I want my children to have full access to me through those things. So how do I do it? Let me figure it out. And I said, let me bulk and save so that if something were to happen, they can get to me and they know how to get to me, you know? So that was the thing. And I was just thinking about it. So I just kind of dissected. I said, I can look and based on my salary and how much I make, I can conditionally live easily for 3 months on 10% of my means,
Yo,
of my income at least.
I really like that shit. I like that shit. But it's time to turn up and ask the real questions around here. You know, that was dope. That was a nice little intro. That was cool. It was positive. We got it done. We talked about the Air Force. We talked about the money. Now it's time to stir the pot just a little bit. I want y'all to answer this question honestly and truthfully. Bring you up one by one. You hear me? All right, so check it out. Would you tell your 16-year-old son to snitch in the following scenario? Your son is in a car with 3 people. They find something in the car. Your son knows whose stuff that is, but he's either going to get 3 years because nobody's saying nothing, or your 16-year-old son can just point the finger and not do any time, but he will be labeled as a snitch. This is your 16-year-old son, right? All right, I'm going to bring somebody up.
I said it before. I said it again. Yes, he is going to tell. You are not going to destroy your future trying to not snitch. Nigga, you tell and we'll move. We'll move. That's it. That's all. You're not going to destroy your future trying to protect somebody else's. That don't even make sense. Nope. Go ahead and tell.
I hear you, because I'm trying to paint the picture that your son was 100% innocent, right? In this situation, as in he didn't have anything on him. Somebody around him happened to have some stuff on him. They get caught. You telling him, look, go ahead, bring it out.
I don't care whether he put it in a car. If he put it in a car and it belonged to somebody else, if it wasn't yours, you better tell who that belongs to. And let's go ahead and deal with whatever we got to deal with afterwards. Like I said, we will move. But you're not about to get a record trying to keep somebody else from getting in trouble. That don't even make sense. That don't. I'm sorry.
Understood. All right. You answered. Heard. Young Shaka, what's up, man?
Hey, man. I mean, I'm pretty much gonna go with. I'm agreeing with Sheeta. My kid ain't going to jail over his reputation as a 16-year-old. It sounds juvenile because it is, and I'm almost 40, and I know for him that shit don't matter. They think you a snitch. It's so small fries, man. And 3 years in jail can change you, man. And that's not gonna happen to my child if I can do anything about it. Look at this kid. Really? Jail? Him? Nah, man. All right, Papa, get out of here. Go. Bye, Papa. You're muted.
My bad, Sheeta. I just hit the B marker right there. That's a clip. That was beautiful. Bro. I can't even lie, bro. Damn, I don't think it's nothing else to say, brother. Let me bring up my guy WM real quick, man. Wow.
What do you say after that? Like,
I don't know.
Would you want me to John Q this goddamn thing? Like, my child is not going to jail. Like, no. Son, you better whisper in my goddamn ear and tell me who it is. I'm a snitch and we're going to deal with it. But what we not doing is my legacy for what I've invested. Let them be dumb.
Word. Oh man. All right, hold up. All right, this where it may or may not get a little controversial. I don't know. Yep.
I disagree with everybody. You
right.
You already knew that was coming, though, bro. I have a 19-year-old son, and I'm blessed and grateful that I was able and had enough help to raise him to not be around people who will put him in that situation, first of all. Secondly, I would much rather, if he is around those kind of people, he needs to learn his lesson. at some point. And the lesson of doing a possible year out of a 3-year sentence, because that's really what it's going to be for something like that, rather than come home getting jumped, possibly getting murdered in these streets. To me, it's not, you can plainly say, I didn't do nothing, it's not mine. You know what I'm saying? And yes, sometimes that ends unfairly for young men. I get that. But the reality is, you put yourself in that car, you put yourself around those people, you put yourself in that situation. Before you hop in anybody's car, you should know, yo, what y'all got going on, so I'm not caught up. You know, or you should know that those people aren't going to put you in that situation. So once you did that, you got to do what you got to do to deal with what you did. It is what it is. The one thing I've always taught my children is consequences. And snitching does not apply consequences to the actions of playing gangster, which is exactly what that charge would be.
Understood. Respectfully. See, and that's heavy. Point made, point proven. Big Sleep. What's up, man?
Well, I disagree with Sheeta because she said something about if he bring it in the car, he shouldn't be held liable. First of all, he brought it in the car, so if he didn't bring it in the car, it wouldn't be in the car. And also, I agree with Christian as well. Like, if my son was like completely innocent, okay, I would want him to like maybe tell because he's completely innocent. But if he was involved in a gang or he was involved in like risky behaviors, then that's the code you live by. That's the life you want to live. So you got to take the consequences. So I agree 100% with Christian.
All right, let's bring up the team. Hold up, we got. All right, she's out. Yeah, shit, that's a tough one for me. You know what I'm saying? But I can't let my boy go down for something he ain't do. That's difficult, bro. And like you said, 3 years could change you, yo. Hold up, yo, you there? You there? Okay, all right. We got yeah, appreciate you. We really appreciate you. Oh, there we go. All right. So what's up? Yeah, like what is the purpose of?
No, we didn't hear Precious answer.
Yeah, but her audio is going to be a little distraught because she's live streaming us on TikTok. I'm gonna unmute her though. I'm gonna let her try. Hold on. Let's let her try to answer this. All right, go ahead.
I don't know. Okay. First and foremost, bitch, you're snitching. Okay, everybody needs to know the real meaning of snitching. Snitching is if I do something with you that's a crime and I telling you, then I'm a snitch. If I'm in a car, you come pick me up from work and you got some dirty shit on you and then they come get us and we all gotta go to jail. Sir, I work at McDonald's. I got off at 4:00. They came and picked me up. I don't got shit to do with this. That's not being a snitch. That's being like dumbass. I forgot how you call it. Accountable. I don't know what word I'm looking for. But I'm looking for something. I wish AK was up here because he'll definitely tell me what word it is. But snitching is when you do a crime with somebody and then you tell. You kill somebody and you with that nigga and you killed that person and you go tell. That's a snitch. If I'm getting in the car and you're dirty, I'm not dirty. I'm not going to jail. I did that already. I went to jail for not saying nothing. My days and times got taken. I didn't have a 21st. So no, I would never have, bitch. No, get your ass in the house. No.
Damn, hold on, I gotta mute you on that talk. Yeah, yo, that's damn, that's crazy. So look, she actually lived it. You know what I'm saying? Which is I didn't even know. So that's even heavier that we got someone that actually went through a similar situation that's claiming they didn't have a 21st birthday because they kept their mouth sealed and held it down in the streets. I think I got to bring up Mrs. Held It Down in the Streets. I got you. Let's go.
Well, I appreciate what she's saying though, because like she says, snitching is this idea of I did a crime with you. We got caught together, but then I'm gonna say you did it. So that's different. Whereas I didn't have nothing to do with it. I'm gonna say I didn't have nothing to do with it and go forward from there. And everybody shouldn't have to go down. And if them is really your people, they're not gonna let you go down. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with her on that part of it, absolutely. But if your son is in the car or your kid or your whoever you taking care of is in that car, knowingly in that car doing some dirt, nah, the snitching aspect is crazy.
Hey,
I don't
looks
give a
like
damn about none of that.
looks like the lawyer is here as well. Vanessa, can you hear us? I'll bring it back up in a few. My bad. Go ahead, Rashida. Pardon me.
I think what often happens is we romanticize all of this. I ain't snitching. I'm holding it down for. To hell with all that. If you are really seriously considering taking the fall or allowing or letting your friends let you get in trouble for something that wasn't yours, you really need to consider your life choices, because ain't no way I'm going to be in a car with somebody and I know who that something belongs to. And everybody just like, I ain't do it. Even the person who it actually belongs to, they be like, it ain't mine. So if I'm supposed to just be like, you know what? All right, I got it. I got this. I'm going to take this for us. Hell no. I'm not doing it. And I'm not telling my son to do it either.
I don't think it's that though, Rashida. Like honestly, I think it's more so everybody saying it ain't mine, so everybody going down. You know what I'm saying? At which point I'm looking at my
Not
homeboy or my
son.
homegirl like I'm fucking your ass up on the other side of this because you got me into some.
Mm-mm.
You got you into some shit.
It's crazy. Yeah. All right. So
That's
look.
it.
So what is the purpose of incarceration? Is it punishment or rehabilitation or a little bit of both?
In the United States, it's enslavement.
That's
So
exactly what it is.
now that we've established that there's places in Korea where it's actually rehabilitation. Amsterdam,
Yeah,
there's places where it's rehabilitation.
yeah.
Because if you read
Um,
the
It's
oh, go ahead.
pure
but
and simple.
There's a
here
difference
it's a
between
slave mentality.
it's a difference for rehabilitation centers and jails. I'm over here looking at the screen and talking to y'all. It's different. It's really
Sure.
they have rehabilitation centers and a prison. They think
Hmm.
our jail is supposed to be just one. And then they be like, oh, once you get out of jail, you go to this halfway house to be reintroduced back into the world. But y'all know damn well United States is the only place that has, when you have a criminal background, that will not hire you. Everywhere else will hire you. Amsterdam, Arizona, everywhere else you can have a background, you will still get fucking hired.
Do you know that it says that in the Constitution that slavery is only legal as punishment of a crime? Like it literally says that. It's
Hmm.
illegal except for punishment of a crime.
Yeah, the
So
13th Amendment.
yeah, it's not that you go to prison, you are a slave. That's why they pay you 50 cents an hour,
That's why
because
you're a
you're a slave.
number. When that happened to me, hearing my number still gives me trauma. Like
Mm.
So
just that series, that number still kind of fucks with me a little bit.
nah,
Like
because
you get too close, I'll be like, yo, you know what I mean?
you're a number anyway. You're a slave anyway. We're
Oh no,
as a
I get it. But that other number is a little
corporation.
different.
You're a number in the slave anyway. You may have a couple of more freedoms on the outside where they don't tell you when your lights come on and off, unless of course you don't pay. But I mean, we're still in that. Even
Mm.
I think people oftentimes, I do agree with you, and I do agree with both of you that slavery is legal inside of jail, but it's also legal inside of the foster care system or any other system where you become property of the state. And so for me, it's the choices that this child is making. And I don't always blame the parents, because a lot of the times kids are making stupid ass decisions outside of their parenting. But I teach my kids from day one that there are consequences to their action. You touch that hot stove, it's gonna burn. You hang with stupid gangster niggas, you're gonna wind up in jail. And so I was raised in a family where they told me from day one that if I decided to go out here and do dirt, nobody was going to come and bail me out. Nobody was going to come and get me. Nobody was going to give me the advice to
Amen.
take. Nobody was paying for a lawyer or none of that. And so I guess that's where I get my idea from, is if my child decides to do something that will put his life in this dumbass predicament, then his dumbass needs to go do dumbass time.
Well said. Like you know what I'm saying? Like well said. Yo, while we're here speaking about like jail and incarceration, I just want to ask, is the death penalty wrong in your opinion?
No.
Yeah, it's probably wrong. Me, I think
No.
that, yeah.
No, hell fucking no, it's not. Well, let me take that back. Yes and no. It depends on what you do. If you go out, like it's a video, a dude got in a car in an Uber, had his face masked up, and killed his Uber driver just because he wanted to. Death penalty. Niggas that want to rape kids, fucking kill kids, death penalty. Niggas that want to fuck over old people, like I work at a group home, and they had to keep doing scenarios where people will fuck the old people, rape them in the home, death penalty. What the Bible say? An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, baby.
So let me ask you this: What if somebody was high out their mind, right, and they weren't 100% aware of what they were doing, and after they came down and they back to reality, they realized what they did and they felt like they were really remorseful? Does the death penalty still apply?
Yep.
Yes, because guess what? They remorseful now, but in two minutes from there, they're gonna get high again. Who's to say they're not gonna kill somebody again after they get high? I get addiction is a motherfucker. I get that shit. But when you get remorseful, that means you know what you did. You know what drug you took. You gonna turn around and take that same fucking drug and risk the same thing again?
Who's to say they will?
It's a drug. What made them take it the first time then?
I'm
Why
just
do a
saying.
crackhead take crack? It's a drug. It's not no. Oh, I took shrooms and I'm on a psychedelic type trip. No, this person took a hard drug. They got super duper high. It's not the first time. What made them take the drug in the first place? And who's to say they're not going to do it again? Yes, definitely yes.
So let me ask you this, Rashida. If somebody was to do something to one of your children that you felt was unforgivable, outside of you being able to put that person to death yourself, because that's against the law, you don't feel as though the death penalty would be warranted when your child would have to live the rest of their life with that trauma?
I'm not going to answer this question.
So if I could, so Rashida, you are against the death penalty, is what you're saying, though?
I'm not saying that I am 100% against it. I don't have a stance on it either way.
I got a stance on it. I don't think we should be doing the death penalty anymore. I know they say like an eye for an eye is in the Bible, but a lot of things that are in the Bible was probably the best practice by the people who tried to do the very best at that time. So what we do when we do the death penalty, we're thinking about murdering somebody. We go to court about it. We make a sober decision to end somebody's life, and I think that's really archaic. It's not like it's war where it's like he got his gun, I got my gun. I'm in a foreign land and I have to defend myself. This person is just sitting there in jail and we're cooking over killing him. I just think it's archaic.
Well, that's exactly what it is in military, though.
What do you
Only
mean?
thing it is call it strategic planning.
I'm talking about the person on the ground that's defending himself.
Well, either way, that's what it is. I mean, I'm not saying one or the other. What I'm saying is this: if you do something that takes inherently a person's life and you willingly wanted to do this,
Mhm.
I think that you need to be evaluated for a certain time, that for it to be a study of understanding. Oh yeah, and you got to get your head cut off. I'm sorry.
And yeah, everybody got a right to
Now,
we still
in
do
some
it.
cases, I do believe in some cases. Now, lawyer, don't represent me. I'll do the best that I can to be an upstanding citizen in this here United States. All I got in my hand is a bagel.
There are no I have thoughts.
However, I also believe that some judges need to honestly, very, very in the way that they know true, say that you're deemed innocent of the crime, but let the outside deal with you. I believe that as well.
And another thing
You
to
know
think
what?
about,
I agree with that.
Another
I agree with
thing-
that.
The Purge.
Another thing to think about is how many people do you know personally who have been to jail for crimes they didn't commit? And you're saying you want your government, you're giving your government free will to kill people. I get it because we do it now, so it's a current issue. But I'm telling you, man, like we
The
get shit,
government is
they get it wrong.
I
They
get
feel
that,
They
but
do.
I mean, like people that you know who did it, like you know you did it, and it's just like my thing is this: if you could get up and be malicious and be like really fucked up on that, I
Intent.
think
That's
you
the word.
deserve
I'm sorry.
I think
I
you
was messing
deserve
that bit, but
everything.
go up.
But see, I'm more devious with my death penalty. Like, if whatever
So
crime
then
you
you
committed,
shouldn't be deciding that for anybody.
yeah, I couldn't be your death. I couldn't be the person that give you your death penalty sentence because I'll be the one like the same crime you commit is gonna get done to you.
Me and Martinez on the same
Like the
light.
DC sniper, like the
Me
DC
and
sniper.
Martinez on the same light.
I'm gonna let you run around think you free, but I'm gonna have somebody on that top roof going to snipe your little duck eyes. You want to
If I could, all right, hold on. Now, I don't know if anyone here ever seen Black Mirror. Have any of you guys seen Black Mirror? There's an episode called White Bear. I'm looking at the people in the on the panel. Has anyone seen White Bear?
Remember.
All right, boom, boom, boom. Do you think that was a viable form of punishment for
I
her?
don't remember that episode.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, I do.
All right, I'm about to bring Martinez up. Yo, when Martinez is up, we kind of gotta let her talk a little bit because of the TikTok situation, I guess. Go ahead, Martinez.
No, I'm just saying I never watched Black. I believe the death penalty should be based off of evidence and not off of feelings. Half of the judges deem fit to say the death penalty is because of their own hatred. 9 out of 10, the person that's going to get the death penalty is an African American, not a white person. So I believe the death penalty should be around for all races. It's not just for the Black community.
I mean,
Okay,
in theory it is.
That was a comment that she read off TikTok.
Okay.
So I want to tell y'all a story. I had a friend of mine or a friend of our family whose son was murdered. And in turn, he murdered somebody trying to get to the people who murdered his son. And he is now doing 2 life sentences in jail because the judge said an eye for an eye. So I'm not going to give you the death penalty because the death has already been taken. So in that scenario, kind of like what William was saying, where we're allowed to kind of exact our own punishment based on what happens. I think that would be the best. I think that if there is a death penalty law, the families and the people who are affected by the death should be the ones to give the punishment, not the government.
Respectfully.
You mean like the victim's family? You mean the victim's
Respectfully, that's a
family
horrible idea.
say
I mean,
what
and-
sentence to get or what or you saying that the family of the victim should be the ones that should say how many years the person get or if they choose if the person live or die? I definitely don't think that's a good idea because everybody would be dead. Everybody would
I
be dead.
mean, and honest
But
to
here's
God,
the thing.
a lot
Oh,
of
we're gonna do
times,
one by one because the audio's coming in pretty choppy. We just do one by one. Do you think that that's a good idea or not? Let the
No.
victim's family take vengeance. What do you think?
No, because do you know how many people are sitting in jail because they thought that person committed the crime and didn't actually do it? I mean, so what if they say, okay, somebody killed my son and somebody got blamed for it and everybody thought that this person did it, but he actually didn't. Like that's a whole other thing. Now the person that everybody thought did it is paying for a crime that he didn't actually commit. The only way I can see what she's saying making sense is if there were hard evidence unable to be disputed. And even then, like, do people not change? Can they not feel remorse and never want to do it again? Like, do we never not ever give grace or forgive? Like, is that where we are?
All right, now I hold up. I'm up, Kristen. I got you.
I see
got
you.
you. I see. Yeah, you can see. Oh, you can see too. All right, nice.
Mhm.
There you go.
Okay, so I get what you're saying, but the reality is, I'm speaking from a sense of the cases had happened. It's been proven, but beyond a shadow of a doubt, that this person committed this crime, and now it's time to sentence the crime. Yes, I do feel like those people who are at a loss due to this criminal action should be the ones that say yes or no. How many times have we watched a family? What about the guy with the white lady cop ran in his house thinking it was her house and shot him, and his family came out and was like, oh my gosh, we forgive her, and blah, blah, blah. So there are going to be times where families are of a higher level of ethics, let's say, that will be forgiving and saying, okay, well, they can do this amount of time, or they don't have to die, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So if you leave it up to those people that took the loss, I feel like once the crime has been proven, because I do agree with that part of it. I'm not saying it should just be an all-out mob mentality. Oh, this so-and-so did it, let's go get them. That's not it. But if we can hard prove that a person committed a crime such as murder, me personally, I feel like there's two kind of types of people. There's people who can murder, and there's people who can't murder. And so at any point in time that that person that already did murder and then gets away with murder, they can do it again. Because once you get away with something, it's like when they talk about people who cheat. Once you get away with it once, it's on and popping from there.
Ooh, if I could look at what Baby Montana said. She said the decision will be emotional, not
Yep.
logical. All right, wait
Yep.
a minute. I want the lawyer to chime in though. Hold up. Respectfully, let's bring the lawyer up. And of course, her device just disconnects. Young Shaka, official gun popper. Why do you think that would be a bad idea, brother?
I mean, yeah, the inmates will run the asylum. If you tell,
Sorry.
if something happens to my children, don't make me the decision maker. It's gonna I'm tearing everything the fuck up, and it doesn't come with any type of logic or anything like that. And yeah, man, it's obvious. If something happened to one of your children, Ira, you already know. So yeah, man, we can't be making these type of decisions. But when it comes to the death penalty, and I think the lawyer was agreeing, it's you don't want your government in charge with giving that type of responsibility. And no, I think that we going back to the Black Mirror episode. It's interesting as hell, but it's cruel and unusual. So no,
Oh, I've got thoughts.
All right, let's hear him. Let's hear from the lawyer.
Okay, I will make these as quick as possible. So I'm like, my mom thinks I'm crazy because she's like, you want fewer babies, but more dead adults? I'm like, yes, because I'm pro-choice and absolutely anti-death penalty. And the reason is a few-fold, but I think we're all Christians here. I'm not sure if we are, but if we're all Christians here, and I'm not talking about the kind of knock on doors and shit, but the type that believe in God and Jesus. My particular position on that, this is religiously, not legally or otherwise. God is the only one that can take the lives. It's God. God gave us the lives. He's the one that can take them away. Humans should not take other lives. In any way. I mean, there's some ways, right? Like if self-defense, whatever. But humans shouldn't take other people's lives. I have some thoughts too about what God thinks about animals and how we should treat them. But no matter what, we don't take lives. We might have to lock them up and keep them away from us forever. But it is not our job on this earth to take away the lives of human beings.
All right,
That's
hold
one.
People want to chime in.
That's
But
one.
go, all right, I'm
But
gonna bring
number
y'all up in a
2 is
second.
my
Go ahead.
huge one, okay?
All right,
Number
go ahead.
2 is like what it's like on the ground, okay? Now, there's a documentary. It's called 14 Days in May. It's old. There's been a lot more that have happened since then. But this particular documentary was made like in the 70s. 14 Days in May is like a very low budget documentary. It's a guy, mid 70s. I think they were in Texas, but I'm not sure. It's his last 14 days of life. He was accused of, I think it was rape of a child, but I'm not positive. Anyway, sentenced to death penalty. The entire 14 days we watched him with his family. We watched the 14 days, the end of this man's life. And he's with his family, he eats, they talk about what went wrong. He claims he's innocent. But you're in there, knee deep with that family for 2 hours. And you're in there. It's a black guy, but you are in there. You are like in the room the way it's done. So anyway, he goes off, gets executed very plainly. Parents crying, all that, but then it ends. And at the end of the movie, you see a screen come down and said, I think his name is Nathaniel. 2 years after this documentary, Nathaniel was proven innocent of this crime. He never did.
Damn.
Now, it only takes one of those things for me to watch. To know that if we do it once, we take an innocent life once. Now, this is where my God thing comes in, right? I don't know about how God would think we should take evil lives off this earth, but I got sure as fuck no, that God knows we do not take innocent lives off this earth. And we don't do it in a governmental way.
Right.
Where we round him up, accuse him, put him through all the permutations are supposed to work, execute him, and he's innocent.
So can I ask a question?
Sure.
Did you see George Floyd get executed?
Yeah.
So
Say less.
my question to you, and not to say that man deserves to be executed with that officer. I'm not saying that, but I'm asking, did you see him get executed?
Yeah.
So we all saw George Floyd get executed.
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me that if that man who took a life in front of the world, we wouldn't just say either let the world deal with him, or in that case, knowing the fact that he was killing a man?
What I'm telling you is that the government,
Right.
the U.S. government, the way that we operate here,
I
should not
understand.
go ahead and put that. Do I think that man deserved to
No,
die?
I'm not. No,
Fuck yeah.
Hold on. I wasn't talking about the legal system. I was actually talking about your faith.
Oh, in my
Correct.
faith? Oh, yeah. In my faith, that guy should go. But I don't think the state should take his life.
But you
And
said, but you said that no man should take another man's life, except
no,
by
I
self-defense. Now,
the
when you're saying
government.
self-defense,
No,
that
I'm
means
sorry.
that George Floyd should have been out of them
Hey, now,
handcuffs
I
off
said
the.
I misspoke. What I meant is the
Okay,
government should not take a man's life. The government. I didn't. I should have misspoke. It is the government. The way that our government operates, they have no business taking people's lives because
sure.
of the way it operates. And I've seen
Mm.
so many innocent people,
Kristen, you wanted
And
a
that's
second though,
mainly
Kristen?
of
Kristen,
color,
did
by
you
the
want to
way,
say something?
mainly of color,
I do.
mainly of
I
color.
do.
All right.
So what I'm gonna say is you keep saying the government and the government and the government, but the government is there for a reason. And
Yeah.
if that's the case, then what's his name? The little boy from Florida with the stand your ground law. That's the government that allowed that boy's life to be taken, and somebody is walking around free right now. That's our government.
Well,
So the
there's a lot
government,
of problems with our government. There's a lot. I'm not saying
correct.
that's good.
The government for us as Black people in America it's not fair across any lanes. The police officers
No,
are considered the government. It's all the
of
government.
course,
So the
of
reality
course.
is the death penalty is in place for those people who are proven. I appreciate what you were saying about that 14 Days in May documentary, but that was in the 70s where the
No,
forensics
it
and the
happens now.
DNA
It happens
and
now.
everything
Innocent
is
corpse.
way behind what we have now to prove a point. You know what I
Listen.
mean?
DNA evidence keeps clearing people. We've had 2 executions that I know of in the last 4 years where the Innocent Project has deemed that person they're innocent. One,
oh,
a guy was already in jail and admitted it and found his DNA. And the other one, very sick. I don't know if you know any of these, of the Innocent Project and all the entities that deal with the death penalty in the United States. But there is a big entity that does that really works hard, and they get people off way too often. And what I mean is, that means those people should never have been in there. They were innocent. It happens so much. So, in a perfect world, if we had one, right? People that did super bad, disgusting things like rape children and whatever, yeah, they should go. Go. They should get off. We don't do it right. So, if we could get our shit together better. And the other part of the death penalty that's absolute fucking insanity is that once you get the death penalty, you end up with maybe like 20 years just filing appeals and all that kind of stuff. Money. Money,
Sounds like you
money.
trying to prove yourself innocent if that's the case then. So
Well, that's the
you're
idea.
just proving my point even further that the death penalty can be fairly done. It's not going to be gavel, death penalty, tomorrow dead. It's gavel, death penalty, 5 to 20 years of appeals, somewhere in there. If you prove yourself innocent, you're going home. So
I understand, but if there are people, and there are at least 2 in the last year that have been executed, that have been proven innocent, that's too many. I don't want one.
So,
One's
so
too many.
in your defense, and again, this is where I have a little bit of an imbalance. There have been too many young minors, whether black or white, being killed outside of the system rather than being killed by the system. So I'm not worried about the 2 that were unfairly, when I got my young son who's being sworn to be protected by that system. You know,
Well, I
it's
know
a,
your disconnect. I
you know,
understand the disconnect, but I think we have to really focus on this. I'm just focused on this. Should the government, the way that we have it set up, put people to death?
No.
yes.
no, as far as it,
My bad. I was muted. I was definitely muted. Hold up, Precious. Since you have the audio situation, I'm gonna bring you up, give you a chance to chime in if you want. You want to chime in on this real quick, Presh? All right. Okay.
I personally do think that the death penalty needs to be around, but I don't think the victims' families should be the ones to give out punishment. Because at the end of the day, I forgot who said it on here, that it will be more emotional than logic wise. Because at the end of the day, they won't hear no lawyer talking like, listen, they're gonna get this amount of time. It would be better if they do. They're not gonna want to hear no lawyer talk. They just gonna say death. You took mine's death. You took mine's death. There's never no, if you kill this person, they don't know. No. Because at the end of the day, they're not worried about the other family. Because at the end of the day, it's families on both sides is fucked up. The victim, and the one that's going to jail. So I don't think, me personally, I think the government should. I know a lot of people say no, but the reason why I said is because it's like when you go to a therapist, because you need an outside person looking in. You don't need all the emotions of your family, your friends weighing in on whatever. The government, yeah, when they have the proper information, like Sheeta said, if you have like the black and white info that they did it, DNA and all of that, there's no what ifs. Yes, but no, don't do it to the next mother. One mother be
Understood.
like, you killed my son, you got to kill your son. And the other mother sitting there like, you know what it's like to lose a son, so why would you want me to go through it? Bitch, because I'm going through it. Nah.
Appreciate you. All right, I'm gonna give Goji a chance to chime in on this conversation.
I just got something to say real quick. I've been watching, I'm saying, from the shadows, you feel me? But I had a situation happen when I was 16 years old. Wrong place, wrong time. I ended up getting locked up for 2 years, and I was facing 25 years. Innocent of the crime. I didn't do anything. I just happened to be in the wrong place, wrong time. I look at things like that. It was my first time ever being locked up. I had no priors, nothing, and the lowest offer they wanted to give me was 20 years, not 25. It was a maximum of 25, but they wanted to give me 20 years. First offense, a child, So I look at things like that, and I say, like, it's hard because there are people who no man should take another human's life, right? Like, that's my stance. As a man, as a human being, you do not have the right or the power to take someone else's life. But at the same time, there are people who, I don't want to say deserve, but there are people who you do things to people, you get kickback for that. You know what I mean? You get what you deserve. But I don't think it should be up to, first of all, I don't think it should be up to the victims at all, because there's an entire emotional thing behind it to where, like Shaka said, if you do something to my child, my immediate response is to attack you back or to get my get back, because that is my child. That is my flesh, my blood. So you kill, I personally know people who have lost people to gun violence and gang violence, and they've made the conscious decision to forgive the person who did it, but that's a minority. That's a very rare thing where you can have that emotional stability to say, okay, well, you took my child's life, so I hope that you learned a lesson and you can grow from this. I don't want anything bad to happen to you. That's a rare thing to happen. The immediate
Yeah.
response will always be to get an eye for an eye, which an eye for an eye makes the world a blind place. But that's always the immediate response. But at the same time, the government isn't any better. I'm a strong believer that there's no such thing as a quote unquote justice system. It's just a system to help whoever is at power stay at power. There are things and there are quotas that people have to hit in order to keep certain people in power. And I feel like that's what this justice system is. It's just meant to keep certain people above other people. You feel me? So
Yeah.
I don't believe that the government, I see you shaking down there, Miss Lawyer Lady.
Yeah, you
Nah,
see, I'm
man.
glad y'all can see. Yeah, you can see. You see what's going on.
I
You see it?
just don't believe there's, like I said, at the age of 16, a 16-year-old kid who had character witnesses, I had my principal from my school vouching for me,
How y'all
saying that I
seeing
was
that?
this great kid, and at the end of that's clearance
Moderator
level.
stuff.
But
Moderator stuff.
as a child, I was charged and trialed as an adult because of the color of my skin and because of me being in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's not an anomaly. That happens way more than it doesn't. So with the government having the ability to take lives like it's nothing, just being able to say a 16-year-old child is considered the same as a 25, 30-year-old adult who commits a crime, I don't see how
Right.
that can
So,
be
AK,
a
in your
positive.
defense, and I agree with you 100%, which leads to my other thought. I don't believe in this democracy at all. So this whole thing is kind of like, I think we can all agree to disagree there, or agree all in one consensus there. This
Well,
democracy is up to shit. It's corrupt. It's very laden with a lot of unnecessary
Right.
politics, with the underlying advancements and loopholes, and for the rich to stay rich and the poor to stay poor. And those who don't look like them or aren't in favor of them, we all know that.
Yeah, I mean, right. Absolutely.
Hold on,
And
let
to
me
your
say something
point,
real quick. I just wanted to come up here just to make that point. I'm
I have a
dropping back down. I'm on my
okay.
way
Well,
to
I
drive,
want to
but
talk to you about that because I worked
I'm still here. I can still hear everything.
Okay,
I'm just
so
I'm
I'm before I went to law school, I lived in Baltimore. Talk about crime. I lived in Baltimore, and if you guys ever watch like The Wire, that shit's exactly what's going on in Baltimore. So anyway, I worked in Baltimore. I worked for the public defender's office, juvenile public defender's office. So my job was looking for kids that got arrested and trying to figure out where they were, like whatever, because they'd get arrested in downtown Baltimore. Nobody would know where they were, whatever. I worked in the called Youthful Offenders Program. That meant the kids who were underage but were being charged in the adult system for whatever reason. In Maryland, you can charge in the adult system when you're over the age of 14 for anything aggravated. Anything that's basically not a misdemeanor. It's up to the police, by the way, to charge you. Unless you're 16. If you're 16 and it's a gun charge, you're going to the adult system. But anyway, cops have discretion as to where to put you.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, crazy talk to me. I had to go find these kids. Sometimes the kids, because the parents are all fucked up, on heroin. God knows, like bobbing in the corner or whatever. I have to look for these kids. Some kids are in jail in one place, some are in this place. That system was a disaster. And I was like, how are you putting these kids? It is a mess. A mess. So the fact that I don't think corrections works at all, and they're not corrections. They're just hold you there and hope like you learn something maybe. Unless you're in like a high-end one, in which case you can like walk around and do whatever. Bigger point.
Corrections don't do a goddamn thing.
No, they
at
don't. They
all.
don't. Not a thing.
Not even
It's
in
just
Jersey. All
not
over.
a
Not even just
fucking
in
thing.
Baltimore. Not a fucking thing.
But
They don't
my
do
bigger
nothing.
point is I do not trust. I worked in that world. I don't trust it. And I certainly would not feel comfortable being okay with putting somebody to death. I don't care if the DNA is right there on their fucking forehead. It doesn't matter. Because I don't think we should be putting them to death. The government should not put people to death. That's not what we should do. We don't have a good enough system. We don't. Even if there's great people to put to death, that doesn't mean the other ones are good. I'm just saying, one guy is one too many. One guy.
I understand.
All right. Hold it. I'm gonna let y'all rock because the audio is kind of choppy. Hold up. I'm gonna give Precious a chance to respond, and we'll proceed on. Go ahead, Precious.
I agree with her. I do agree with her because when I had two different probation officers, right? I had Miss Woodall in Plainfield, cool as hell, fucking cool. I did what she told me to do, fine, whatever. Then I wound up getting parole to East Orange. I had Mrs. Johnson. That white lady was mean as fuck. Automatically thought I'm automatically in jail. As soon as she see me, you gotta take a piss and you gotta do a swab. For what? Because I know for a fact you're doing drugs. Okay. Piss, swab was clean. Oh, you got to do it over in 3 days. I'm only supposed to see you once a week. First of all, I'm only supposed to call you, but you want me to come in. All the way from Plainfield to come to East Orange. Oh, because I don't know what you're doing. When Miss Woodall came to check my house, it was just Miss Woodall. This lady came with 6 officers, and they were all men. Now, one officer was a guy. A girl.
Oh wow, that's heavy.
They had the back locked in. 2 was in the back, 2 was in the front with her. The other 2 had to walk with her to my room to check. Rung the door, but I said I can't let you in because at the end of the day, you and my father had to talk. You will not be having officers in my house when I'm not home with my daughter by herself. We're not doing that. Oh, next thing you know, I can have you arrested because you're not letting me in the home. I called my father. Mind you, my father worked for the government. He worked for diapers, child diagnostics center, where all the bad kids go that don't want to get adopted out. He was like, oh, I'm on my way. They're going to sit on that porch. I said, yo, they're going to lock me up. He said they can't get in the house. The officer kicked the door down and arrested me because they said I was violating my probation because I wouldn't let them in the door. Now, a couple of weeks later, this girl I know had the same lady, white, did not do none of that shit to her. Nothing.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you're saying racism absolutely does exist in the system, like 100%. If that's what we're saying, I got a difficult question for y'all though, real quick, just to like kind of move on from this. Racism definitely exists. Kristen, this question is going to seem a little different, or whatever, but I just want you to answer it. All right. Would you rather? Hold up, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Would you rather cure world hunger or cure cancer?
I'm gonna say cure world hunger, but hopefully the quality of the food isn't causing the cancer.
Oh shit! Damn. You broke the question. Shit. You broke the question. That's never happened before. Wow. Hold up. Let me put a marker there.
Well, damn.
Yeah, I know, right? Shit. Hold up. So, what are you doing?
World hunger for sure. World hunger for sure. Yeah. Because
any specific reason?
I don't think there will ever be a cure for any of the major diseases. As a person who works in healthcare, I know that when a person is sick, that's how the establishment keeps making more money. They don't make money off of healthy people. They make money off of sick people. So I don't think there will ever be a cure for cancer. So world hunger for sure.
Damn, son, where'd you find this? Young Shaka, what's up, man?
I'm good. This is a good question. I need a couple minutes to explain my answer, but I'm gonna go towards world hunger. Here's why, yo. This is why America's one of the greatest countries in the world. No matter what your financial situation is, there's a good chance that you will, even if it's high in sugars and fats and things that will ultimately kill you, most of us will find a meal tonight. So hear me out. When you have a full stomach, you can think. If we solve world hunger, we are going to create that child that becomes that scientist that cures cancer. You cannot focus on the deeper meanings and the hard problems in life when you haven't eaten through 2 days. But once you have a full stomach, you can start pondering about the next problem. And if you quantify that to the 7 billion people on this planet, you can save the world. So yeah.
Damn.
Hunger.
Yeah, that was heavy. Shit.
That's a good question, man.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Yo, end world hunger or cure cancer?
Definitely end world hunger. Cancer, if it's not cancer, it's going to be something else. But at the end of the day, you don't have to have something else and be hungry. You know, who wants to be hungry? That's the worst feeling in the world. To feel like you're going to starve to death or feel like you're going to drown. Like that's like the worst feelings ever. Like give somebody something to eat. Give somebody the ability to eat consistently so that they can make the choice as to whether or not they can continue forward.
Hey, appreciate that, brother. Solid. Let's bring up Martinez. I'm so interested to hear your answer. I can't lie. I want to hear your answer on this. Let's hear what you got to say.
At first, I was going to say cancer, but not every cancer is killable. Some people live with it. But I'm going to say hunger for personal reasons because of where I live at. Where I live at is food is scarce where I live at, right? To the point where parents are killing their kids. So I will rather stop that and then we figure out everything else later. It's way more personal because if you look up Newark, New Jersey, you will see it's a lot of fucking stories where parents can't feed their kids, so they off them. So
Damn,
I'd rather do that because I forgot what's his name, Bruce Springsteen. He got a store that if you poor and you can't pay for your food, you get free groceries. So like I'd rather cure that because I gotta say the kids one way or another in my county, so I'd rather do it that way.
Appreciate you, Martinez. Appreciate you. AK, you there, brother?
Yeah, we definitely curing hunger, my nigga. Fuck cancer. I know. I got some personal cancer stories as far as losing people to cancer.
Yeah, you kind of in the matrix right now because you're driving.
What the Snickers commercials say? You eat a Snickers, you're not you when you hungry. Like imagine if we feed people, and the amount, like Shaka said, the amount of minds that can be opened up just because they don't have to worry about where the next meal is coming from. You know, if you don't got to worry about what you're eating, you can start worrying about actual other things. And just think about all the things you do on a full belly. You know what I mean, all the things you accomplish. You feel me? Yeah, we getting rid of world hunger. Besides, the cure for cancer is already out there. They just don't want to use it. Like Rashida said,
Are we conspiring?
It's all about keeping people sick. The
All right,
more
all right.
people are sick, the more people you take care of. But yeah, let me pull down. I don't. You know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to get sniped.
All right, we about to bring up Vanessa. Let's hear what you got to say. Are we ending world hunger or curing cancer?
Well, there's the thing about the cure for cancer or the cure for hunger. So it's cancer. I mean, my answer is cancer. No way, no ends about it because we already know how to cure hunger. It's about a $250 million investment. I mean, there's tons of articles about that. I'm sorry, $250 billion investment can cure hunger.
Yeah, that sounds more like it.
And $250 billion is not even come near like a thought of a cure of cancer. And I do think that there are things that have been done in the way of cancer that more can be done. But we have a figure. The cure for there's a cure. We're not like, it's no mystery as to how to deal with world hunger. It's just a dollar figure. It's not like, what do we do? I have no idea. Yeah, we do. Spend $250 billion. Done.
Yeah.
We can't. That's not what we got. And so, to me, that's an inequitable question. One already has a cure. We know exactly what it is. And the other one is a fucking albatross that's killing all of our people. So I'm taking cancer, and hopefully we can take some of that cancer money and put it towards the hunger. But we already know how to cure it. So do I want to end world hunger, or do I want to put that $260 million in cancer research? I don't know.
Here's the thing.
There is a cure for world hunger. It's $260 billion. There it is.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
Go ahead.
When you talk about curing cancer, will that cure be available to everybody? Will it be affordable?
Oh, the logistics.
For everybody?
Well, okay,
The
let me just say
logistics.
this. In my hypothetical, right? In my hypothetical, it is.
It literally
Cure
takes
for cancer,
to make
cure
sure
for
everybody eats. It doesn't.
You're talking about but you're drilling down on very specifics when we're talking about a very generic thing here.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Like, well, how would that work? How would that all go down? It would cost like the poor people way too much, like all that stuff.
I
all
promise
that
you it'll
lower
never
end stuff.
happen.
I hear you. But on a higher end, right? I'm talking on a high end, not on the how does it actually work, right? Because I know shenanigans and all that. But on a higher end, we know how to cure hunger. We do not know how to cure cancer.
I don't believe
we know
that.
how to cure
That's my
some
problem
cancer.
with your argument. I don't believe that.
All right. Well, when we have the cancerous debate, and we'll get back into it. Hold on, Kristen. What you want to say, Kristen?
All I was going to say is in regards to end world hunger or cure cancer, we're speaking of cancer as if it's one thing. There are at least 4 different types of cancer that need to be cured. And so it's not as simple as cure cancer, because then you get into leukemia, you get into other lupus.
Kristen, I agree with you. But again, we're talking on a very high level, right? If we were starting to talk about the nuances and the nitty gritty, I get it. But we're talking super high level here. Like, even with the curing the world hunger, even we did that, so we get this $260 billion. Like, who's getting it? Where are we getting it to? But we know that's the figure, but how is it actually happening? The implementation and all that stuff. Yeah. If we start talking about those things, we go somewhere else. But we're talking real high end.
Yeah.
Cancer, hunger.
Another thing. What I know I was saying about giving people basically a chance to have an opportunity. Wait, first off, before I say anything, look, whatever I say, it's not. I am not a representative of the Department of Defense in any way, shape, or capacity.
Okay, right. Thank you for the disclaimer.
Yeah, because you got to do that stuff.
Opinions of yourself.
Right. Yeah, these opinions are my own. So when we pulled out of Afghanistan about 2 years ago now, a lot of people were thinking like, so what was it all for? What was it all for? Like, we went out there, we were there for almost 20 years, and then we just left one day. And then 5 days later, the Taliban took it all over again. Like, it was like, well, what was all that for? So one thing you can kind of think about is that for 20 years, we allowed little girls to go to school, and we allowed for people to have a decent meal. And it may not reap today, but we have changed some lives. Literally, some people were like, you're gonna meet one day. You're gonna meet a teenage girl who is in America in one of your children's schools, and they're going to be like, yeah, my parents were laid from Afghanistan, and you wouldn't necessarily understand, but it was the trickle effects of the little things that we did as far as giving people an opportunity to think and to go to school and to educate themselves. It just goes a long way, man. Now, obviously, we didn't like it wasn't mission accomplished. You know what I'm saying? But there's some silver lining to just going out there, because it seems like we went out there, we spent a shit ton of money, and it didn't do shit. And in a lot of ways, you're absolutely right. But there are in some ways you can think about it. We did do something to some specific lives. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I
Understood,
mean,
brother.
look,
Like
change
hunger,
one life and you're done. Like,
huh?
change a couple lives and you win, right?
Right?
Like,
Yeah, exactly. That's where that's the premise of like my world hunger argument. But yeah, I understand your cancer argument too. Makes mad sense.
look, I'm not arguing with you guys. I'm just saying I'm real like nuts and bolts about things, and I'm like, alrighty,
Yeah.
here's the money you need for the hunger.
Right? Yeah.
We don't know what the fuck to do, and there have been little mini cures for cancer, and I don't think that the government's keeping cancer
I mean, at the
treatment from
end of
us
the
because I have a
day,
lot of friends in the research world. I went to Johns Hopkins, so like I have like let's say 10 friends that's what they do, research cancer.
I mean,
The government's not
if
keeping.
we cure, let's be honest. I mean, if we cure cancer, it allow us to appreciate life. I mean, like that, like you cure cancer, right? That's like a leading cause of a lot of things that remind us to say, hey, stay healthy. Black women as a whole, make sure you get checked. Because if it's not cancer, it's going to be something else. And at least we have a reminder to say, hey, time is not for us. So do we really want the end all be all so that we can live forever here? Like what do we, or do we just want to enjoy a healthy life while we're here, Like and it's funny, I don't know too many old people. And a lot of the women in my family, like they tend to live far. They get to about 88, 89, 90. My one aunt was like, she makes jokes about how she gambles on whether or not she's going to wake up because she's tired. Like there's a lot that she's experienced and she's just tired. So they're really gambling and playing Russian roulette on themselves and their own life and experience. So I guess the question is like, I would just, if I were taking the two and if I were starving or if I had cancer that was uncurable, I think I would want a good meal.
So you're basically saying you don't want to get you don't want the cure of living forever, but you rather have this moment to be alive now.
For
Like you
me,
don't want to be immortal. You
Well,
just want to have a good, happy, healthy
The
life and just
quality
live
of
oh,
life
long.
is
I'll
the
more
thing
say
is,
this
important.
I
for
think we're
Wait,
just
wait,
thinking
wait, wait,
about
wait, wait. I
cancer.
can't hear him. I can't hear him. Hold on, bartender V. What you say? Scarf.
Go
for
ahead.
me. That's just for me. Like I'm 40. So like I get checked out regularly. I take care of myself. And that's unfortunately, or not unfortunately, but fortunately for me, that's not been my struggle. But I do know people that has been a struggle for. And the one common thing I hear them say is like, Dag, I wish I would have taken care of myself a little bit better or changed my this or done that. So I'm just like, I wonder if you cure cancer, do you cure the idea that you don't have to take care of yourself, or does that, you know what I mean? Like,
No,
it's just a
I
reminder
get
for
it.
the
I
thing
get
me.
is,
it. I get it. I
when
get
I
it. I
think
get
about
it.
cancer, right, I'm not thinking about the 85-year-old people that are dying. I'm thinking about my best friend who works in in the ward with dying kids.
Sure.
That's what I'm thinking about, you know? But then, and I'm going to tell you something, and this is going to blow people's minds. Okay, so I have a whole thing about cancer is a good example. At some point, we've made ourselves less hardy as beings, right? And
Mm-hmm.
it probably was around the time,
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
true. It's probably around the time of like the invention of antibiotics is really probably when we did it. Because if we're talking about, you know, survival of the fittest because you're healthier and you can keep going, I'll tell you this: 150 years ago, I've been dead. I probably wouldn't have been born, to be honest,
Sure,
because my
sure.
mother's hips were too small to get my head out. So she had to have an operation, a C-section, to get me out. It starts there. Then I had a pretty big infection, you know, when I was like 3 months old, that I had to be in the hospital and get some antibiotics. Probably would have died there. Also, if I don't have my contacts on, I can't see for shit. So who knows how? I mean, walking around like a zombie. But point is, we've given us these tools, right, to make our
Mm-hmm.
bodies work when they otherwise
Mm-hmm.
would not have worked.
Sure.
And we do that. We do more and more and more of that based on scientific research. Like my mom right now has a pig heart, right? Like a pig valve in her heart. So, you know, one of my best friends from college, who's a researcher, he's like, you know, 100 years from now, you're just going to be able to replace parts of yourself. We're just going to have, we're
And
just
ooh, I
going to
that
see
grow
that
and
in the
parts
movies a
see,
lot.
and
and
that's where
replace
I'm
it.
like, where does the
Right,
line
right.
get
Where he
drawn
draws
for
the,
me?
I'm with you. That's where
All
I'm
right,
You
saying
so
I'm
know?
check
with
it
you.
out. I
I'm with
got
you.
y'all. I got
But the
y'all.
thing is, when you go get
I got y'all.
operations
Watch
like
this.
that,
Go ahead, Press. I'm giving you the floor.
the thing is, like I know the type of procedure she's talking about, and the fact that Scarf said, like, where do the line drawn? It's really no line right then and there, because your doctor is trying to save your life, and I'm pretty sure you're probably at an age that you still want to keep living. So they're going to swap out parts just to keep you alive. And I get what Bartender V saying. In the future, we're going to be able to just switch shit out and still live for forever. I mean, they doing it now. Plastic surgery has been getting for the past years. This is one thing I tell everybody. If you watching this, which because I don't think you should be watching these type of podcasts because of the type of mouth I got. But kids, if you're watching this, if you decide to grow up to be anything, a politician is one you will never run out of money with. Doctor is one. Health is always a thing. Death is another. It's always in business. And when it comes to the entertainment business, and I mean plastic surgery, producer, singer, rapper, anything, but the plastic surgery part, you become a plastic surgery doctor, you're set for life.
Yeah.
Example, Little Kim.
Yeah.
Little
Oh
Kim is
my
an
God. I
example.
see what you said. So check it out. Hold
So,
on, I'm
like, so basically what I'm saying is, there's not going to be a line when it comes to medicine and life and getting done up, like whatever. The line is thin, hair thin.
All right, so check it out. And it's very funny that you guys said this because this is kind of something I wanted to get into. I wanted to ask you guys how you feel about the future and robots, right? And not just robots, like let's focus on robots that may start to be implemented within the household within the next 50 to 100 years. First off, I don't know if you guys even foresee this type of thing happening, right? But how do you guys feel about robotic assistants within the household?
That's
Uh,
already yo.
No.
It's
let's let
already
Precious answer
happening.
first, and she's doing a TikTok. I'll
Yeah,
let
go ahead.
Precious
Go
get it
ahead,
first.
sweetheart.
iRobot, AI. No one seen the movies. Blue turned red. Almost had a kitchen knife stuck in his grandmother's back. No, first, no. They don't have a soul. They're not emotional input. No. Hell no. I'll wake up, you standing at my bed. Do you need me to do something else for you? Get the fuck back in your box. No. Hell no. Get a nanny. I'm done.
Damn, young Shaka, what's up, brother? How you feel about robotic assistants in the household?
I think I think we just have to grow to get used to it and understand that it's kind of been in our lives for as long as our generation's been alive. I mean, like we're talking to each other right now because essentially robots, machines, robots, da, 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 right? The robots I have in my house right now, they just assist me. I can say, Alexa, like, what's the weather today? And I can just do my other machine slash robot and find out on my phone. But I just ask the nice lady a question. She tells me my answer. I have a vacuum, a machine vacuum, robot vacuum. I just hit the button. Now it doesn't replace me getting my vacuum out and using my hands, and it doesn't replace me getting out there and mopping, but it keeps the room pretty damn clean, day in and day out, and I don't have to do it, so it helps me. And we also have washing machines. You just gotta, the day where it starts to destroy your life, then you got a problem. Yeah, I have Beba got a robot vacuum. Yeah, they're great. You shouldn't let these things.
Shouts out to the robot vacuums. I love them things.
Right. You shouldn't let these things control your life. You shouldn't let social media control your life. And some people are already affected by that. I know it's a big mental health issue as far as social media and the way people see you and shit like that. But as technology grows, we also have to evolve and become smarter humans to adjust to this lifestyle. But it's coming regardless. It's coming. You got to do it. It's part of the new experience. And
what is it doing?
Pause. Come on, man. Jesus Christ. Hey, by the way, I'm gonna take a break real quick. But hey, man, it's been a real highbrow conversation, and I appreciate the quick lowbrow of it. It's all amazing and hilarious. Yeah, pause. You gotta have a little Mason Cameron moment every now and again, just to make everybody know that everything's copacetic in this motherfucker.
Right,
man, we love you, Shock. We love you, Young Shock, official Gun Papa. So what's up? How you feel about robots?
Man, I agree with Martinez. I saw iRobot. Listen, like I honest to God, right? You saw?
I love her, yeah.
But for real though, like my son wants me to get a battery operated car. I mean, he sold me on the idea, so I got to change kind of like what's going on. I'm going to get a battery operated car, but I'm getting the gas car too. I mean, even if I got to get like a 95 Honda Civic or something, that'll let me know that if in case I got to leave, I can leave, and then not. Stuff is getting a little weird, and like they have this little hacking device where you can run past somebody and unlock all their stuff.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. Let me write that down. Damn, that's a talking point for next episode for sure. Hold on, let me write that down.
Kids, like 13, 14-year-olds can access all of your information on your phone through like IP addresses and whatnot. And although I know that, we evolve with the times, but there should be some things left private. And unfortunately, at this time, if you don't know how to put pen to paper and know how to remember at least 10 digits to unlock a safe, there's nothing, you know what I mean? You won't get what I'm saying. Like I'm of that old school that if I can't have $20 in my pocket, I'm not going out the house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I could have all the money in the bank or in, but at the end of the day, if I can't put it in my pocket, I feel funny. Like I don't feel good. So
I said I smell the gas.
Yeah, for real.
Who is that? We gotta have that person come up one day. Cause she's been making a lot of good points in the comments.
Oh, shout out to Beba. She's the newest member of the back chat. She just joined today. Just brought her in.
Oh, okay. I ain't
so in fact, A-Rec is here. A-Rec, what's up, brother? How you doing, brother? Ladies, relax. Ladies, relax. Ladies, chill. Ladies.
Happy New Year's for everybody. I mean, I'm blessed. Like I'm praying for the universe to bless everybody on this food channel.
Hey, shout out to A-Rec, man. Ladies, relax. Ladies, chill. Ladies, I'm just playing. Hold on, let me bring up Kristen. What's up? How we feel about robots in the future? Helping out within the household.
I think that the conversation is kind of split between two things that people are lumping into one. So robots in the household are already here. Like they said, robot vacuums. If you have an automatic thermostat, you're using a robot. That just is what it is. That we've been using robots to help in the household for a very long time. Now, when you get into the whole AI and the learning artificial intelligence, that's a different topic. But robots to help out in the household is just the same as a computer. And for those of us who are old enough to witness the inception of the personal computer, we learned a thing called GIGO, which is garbage in, garbage out. Robots have to be programmed. They don't get to learn on their own. They get to be told what to do, and then they do what they're supposed to do, and that's that. Every piece of anything that has to be put together and manufactured is more than likely manufactured by at least 50% robots. Those cranes that go and put the bolts in your car and so on and so forth, those are robots. They're already here. That's not a future thing. I think more so what people are worried about is this idea of artificial intelligence kerneling down the problem of humanity to say, okay, fuck it, we're gonna get rid of them all, and now we're in a fight for our lives like the Terminator. Like that's a little different than just robots to me. So I don't have an issue with robots. I got a mini fridge in my room. I got a robot vacuum too. My kids are gonna get a robot dog at some point because they want one. That's just fun, corny stuff. Now, once you start adding AI, that's a little different.
Respect. And this is why I love having so many different perspectives here. Rashida, did you get a chance to answer this?
No, but I agree with what everybody else said. When it comes to robots helping with day-to-day tasks, like she said, it's already here. But I think we have to be really, really careful about how much responsibility we are placing on robots, because it's always been my thing. Any computer can be hacked. And I think that it's 2024 now. We've all seen instances where they've been hacked, whether it's been just some kids playing around or just, something serious. So I think when it comes to that, we got to be really, really careful. Because also, what I know is when you assign a robot tasks, do we become obsolete? So I don't know how I feel about that. I don't, it won't be in this house, that's for sure. That's for certain.
Her lawyer, you want to chime in here?
Yeah. So yeah, the whole thing about robots being in our house already, like, yeah, somehow I just have a new dryer and like I have a Bluetooth dryer or something, and the guy's telling, I'm like, why do I need my dryer with the Bluetooth? When am I ever gonna need that to happen? That's just something else to break. He's like, no, it's great. That way I'm like, what? What can I do? Walk away from the dryer and start it later? It's ridiculous. And so anyway, he's telling me all these benefits. It's like, and this and this. I'm like, sometimes you don't need these things. And more importantly, like, are they benefiting me? Right? Like, is that really benefiting me? Is the fact that my dishwasher can do this, is that helping? No. I think 3 things about robots that are important. 1, does anyone shop at Stop and Shop and see that thing that follows you around the store? That I don't
Yeah.
know. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
That thing, Tandy or
Lowe's.
whatever it is.
At
Where
Lowe's, yeah.
Yeah, where you're like half annoyed and half confused. Those things. So I know you guys know what I'm talking about. So they're like, Ira, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they're like human-sized things. They look like a robot, and they have a little smiley face on them, and they just go up and down the aisles, right? So what, in theory, I think they're supposed to do is locate spills or something, but it doesn't do that. Partly, I think it's spying on people. I
It
really
is.
don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on there.
Nah, definitely got
And
cameras.
anyway, honestly, I hate it. And anytime I see it, I walk away from it. But there's a robot rolling around this store. I don't know what it's doing besides following me. This store obviously wants to put the robot in there. I'm never having anything like that in my house. I don't care what it can do. I don't care if it can wash my dishes, if it can, I don't care what it can do. Nothing like that's living in my house, ever. ever. And here's another reason why, and it ties back, and the third point, and it ties back to what we were saying before, which is like technology is making us, one thing, it's making us stronger when we shouldn't be. It's keeping us alive when maybe we shouldn't. And the other thing it's doing, it's making us dumber. And the way that's happening, the major way you can see it is GPS, right? Like, I know my neighborhood. I know to get around my neighborhood. I don't need GPS. I know how to get around. When I was living in Brooklyn, I lived in downtown Brooklyn. My ex lived in Park Slope, Brooklyn. We moved together in the middle. That man was, and he grew up in Queens. That man was so lazy. He put the GPS on basically every time we got in the car. I'm like, man, we know how to get 3 blocks that way and 2 blocks that way. Why is the GPS on? I don't understand why this. And so the more I thought about it, the more I started realizing how much people focus on GPS. And also, that means they rarely know where the fuck they are. Like,
damn.
You ever get into an Uber or whatever, especially in the city? Like, they don't know even where they are. Like, they don't know. They dropped you off. So as opposed to cab drivers back in the day, you got in the car, you were like, gotta do this, and they were like, better to go this way and that way. You get in the car right now, the guy doesn't speak any English, you put this thing on, you could be somewhere else. People are getting dumber. And they're doing jobs that they shouldn't be doing. Because if you don't know how to drive around a neighborhood, you shouldn't be driving around the car. That GPS is to help, not to tell you where it is. So
I
stuff
hear
like that, all stuff like that makes
Forgot the
me
word
think,
lazy too.
I don't want to get
Go
dumber.
ahead, Shaq.
I hear you, but it's like, it's basically, I think your premise is like, what happens in the absence of GPS, right? And it's like, well, niggas would be lost, right? And that's, you're super right. But I'm on some like, all right, what about the absence of electricity? And it's like, oh crap. Or how about this? Like, in the let's say cars stop working today, then you're gonna have niggas in horseback, like, told y'all niggas, told y'all niggas.
I think about
You know
that stuff all
so
the time.
it's like,
Absolutely, though.
it's like I hate the premise of what happens when this leaves, because man, we are dependent. As the world turns, we are always dependent on what the technology is at the time. And
you're right.
Yeah,
but but not knowing where you are, like, you can get a map. I hear you. I'm there with you, right? Like, I feel it. I don't like they don't know how to operate my car. I take that on the hip, right? I don't know how to operate it. If it fucks up, I have to call somebody.
Right.
But like, here's a map. I love maps. I'm a map person. You can know where you are if you just look at a map. And if you're someone that drives around for a living, have a map in the car.
Can I just
The GPS in itself is a map, so I don't understand what the difference is in your.
Sometimes the GPS doesn't work, right? Every once in a while, GPS just flicks out. It won't work. It doesn't get the signal.
Every once in a while, somebody spills coffee on the map and it doesn't work because you can't see where.
Yeah, but I don't like the fact that you don't know where you are.
A map takes more skill, though. A map, you got to be able to locate yourself, map out the exact course.
You should be able to.
GPS
Is my
telling
point.
you exactly where to
be
go.
able to find yourself.
I can use a map.
Yeah, so can I.
I'm around from the era of MapQuest. You feel me?
Yeah.
But I mean,
I remember the MapQuest days.
No, before GPS was out, used to go on a computer, go on MapQuest.
I just wanted to say,
I do think
and then have the paper follow it.
you should have a fundamental. You should definitely have some fundamental as far as your location. Like, what is it called? Orienteering or something like that. You should have at least like knowing how to go north, south, east, and west. Orientation, that's what it's called.
Yeah,
is it orientation? It's orienteering, something like that.
You need to
orient so you at least know what your mile markers mean. You know what all
you
these
have to have a
things
sense
mean.
of direction.
You know what north is.
You have to know. You have to know where the energy is coming, like all that stuff. If you don't.
Yeah. So here we go. Another great reset. Another great reset. Rashida, define happiness.
Peace. One word. For me, it's peace.
Happiness is peace.
Yes, I can have all these other things. I can have all the money in the bank. I can have everything I've ever wished for in my entire life. But if I don't have peace, none of it matters.
Peace. There it is. A-Rec, what's up? Ladies, chill. A-Rec, what's going on?
Yeah, man. I'm here.
Define happiness. What's happiness to you?
Man, you took the words right out of my mouth. Like, peace. If like you can't function if you don't have a peace of mind. If your day is ruined, it throws off everything. I mean, so peace has a big part of being happy. I don't think it's really so much love or the love you get from people or anything like that. It's definitely peace. Once you're happy, you happy. And the main reason people be happy is because they found peace. They found their self. So yeah, peace is that word right there.
Appreciate you, A-Rec. That's Alistair A-Rec of the back chat in the brrr. Let me see what we got going on, Kristen. Define happiness.
The state of being happy. Simple.
What is it to you? All right, what makes you happy then?
It could be anything from a good piece of chocolate on a bad day to my kids getting good grades. It could be a lot of things. But happiness is just the state of being happy. Peace to me is calmness of the soul. So it's two totally separate things.
Damn, just breaking it down. Breaking all of my damn questions.
No, I'm trying to break your questions. Stop asking me good questions.
Yeah, it's all good. Appreciate that. I'm shocked. What you think, bro? What's happiness to you?
Man. I think happiness is just the absence of evil, or I don't know. It's just the absence of stress. Things that may stress you, the things that do stress you out, if you could defeat those things, then I guess that's where happiness is. You can have, sexual frustration can be very stressful, and getting that release, and then you're happy. Or you can't get the bills knocked out. When you start getting the bills knocked out, you're happy about that, and it makes you happy. Going to somewhere where you work, some people hate where they work, and that's unfortunate. You work somewhere that you enjoy going to, that makes you happy. So I say you find those stressors in your life, you start to eradicate them, and that is what happiness is.
Appreciate you, Young Shaka, official gun popper. What's up, WM? What's up, man? Tell us, man.
Happiness for me is being able to make a choice every day. You know what I mean? Like no matter what. I mean, you look at, I recognize that of what I know in this earth is about 10% of what I should know, based on the 90% of this world that I think is just so beautiful that I'm excited to see. So through that, I just wake up every day and I'm like, you know what adventure can I bring myself to once my responsibilities are committed to and tended to? It's what I decide for it to be. It's my choice. I have the ability to make a choice. If I decide to do nothing, I'm happy. If I decide to do everything I want to do, I'm happy. If I decide to do half of it, I'm happy. Why? Because I choose where I am and I have the ability and the blessed grace to do it.
Shout out to WM, man. Always dropping something heavy on us. Always.
What
makes a lawyer happy? What's going on? What's up?
Red beans and rice.
Happiness is utter life satisfaction. That's what it is.
Simple and sweet.
Can't move forward from that.
On adventure mode right now. I like that.
Mine's is patience. Because that's why a lot of my stuff is chaotic and crazy, because I don't have patience to allow peace to come to me or to allow happiness. So in order for me to get that, I need to have patience. So me learning that and progressing with that every day, like Shaka said, you do little at a time, like that makes me happy. So I'm learning patience, so I'm happy with that.
Good for you.
Learning patience.
I want that for you too.
Yeah, good for you.
I want that for you.
Props to you.
No more crazy.
All right, so right now I'm gonna just like everyone's up. We got about 5 minutes to hit the 2 hour mark. I'm gonna let y'all.
Crazy.
Oh, you.
What this was?
It's been
Oh,
2
I know
hours
that.
already.
Hey, Ira.
I already
Yeah,
know.
it wasn't mute.
Ira,
I
check
heard
out
you.
my friend Debbie Carito. She might be a good person to add into this at some point.
You could send her the link. She could.
I did. She's made a comment, I think, in the back somewhere. I think she's made a
See, look
comment
at
on.
you being crazy right now. We see you being crazy. Stop it.
No. I'm not being crazy. I'm really not. He just said, somebody said, I don't know who said it. Stop with the crazy. I'm Puerto Rican. It's in my blood. What you want me to
Oh,
do?
it is in your blood. It's totally in there.
It is.
All right.
Thank you.
Everyone, those
But
sweet
I would like
pineapples.
I would like to
all
give
over
an
the bed.
appreciation
All
shout
right,
out to
appreciate you.
somebody though.
Bye-bye,
To
Take
guys.
care.
Chaotic, I give appreciation to you. Cause I've known when we was on the back chat having a talk and you said some things that really blew my mother freaking mind, bro. That I had to really sit down the next day and think about it. You're a phenomenal person. You really are. You really is. Okay, so what I'm talking about is the fact that your girl, she has, whatever. And a lot of men would never have the guts to approach someone like her at all, even knowing about her situation.
Yeah.
But what I commend you for, my brother, is breaking a fucking language barrier. How many do you know black men will go up and decide, like, you know what, I'm going to take classes to learn sign language. I'm going to learn how to balance between me and my shorty because this is who I want to be with. Regardless of the fact that she love your kids, you really sat there and you grabbed a pen, a paper, and you started learning a different language through hands, not through vocal cords or nothing. That is a big fucking thing.
Yep.
Very
Yeah.
huge.
Thank you.
Very
Thank you. I
huge. And the
appreciate
next
that.
thing that you said was the fact that you had to sit down and get mentally prepared about how you want to protect your woman because of her situation.
Yeah.
You already have a target on your back for being a black man. And to be a successful black man that has an extra target on your back. Then also being a black man who take care of his kids, put another target on your back. And then you accepted this along with that. Commend those to you. Very much so.
Commend
I
those.
don't know what to say. Thank
No,
you.
but you
Shit.
like nobody really sat down and really heard what he said the other night. Like really, like
Well, hell yeah, we
bro,
did.
I don't know.
But
You are the only man that I know that goes with someone in that type of bracket. And we've seen her. We watch her. She's a phenomenal woman. She's beautiful. She's amazing. But you're the only man that I know. And to admit it out
when
loud
men
and public, and that I know that went ahead and decided, you know what, I don't mind dating someone of her bracket.
My
And
lady's in
you
the
said
deaf
it, and you
deaf
said it, you wrote a
community.
letter. You wrote a letter and you gave it to her and you was like, listen, what's up? You initiated that, not her initiated with you. That's something you wanted. That's something you claim, and you got her now. And look at y'all now.
Yeah, we good.
Amazing. Amazing.
Damn, thank you, yo. I'm gonna let her see this clip, yo. I'm gonna let her see this clip. Let her know she rocking with a real one. You heard me?
let her know.
Don't get your head too big, but I'm just saying you deserve your flowers. And you feel me? So I'm giving them to you virtually.
Thank you. Shit. Damn, thank you.
Look, he don't even know what to do with that. Go ahead, pick up your notebook.
Because nobody don't be telling, like, no, honestly speaking, this is why I fucks with this back chat family. I fucks with y'all. So at the end of the day, if I peep you doing something, I'm going to tell you whether it's bad or good.
Yeah.
Y'all know
Hey,
my
yo,
mouth.
in your life too.
First off, hey Tinez, look, hey, my wife crazy too. I don't get no flowers from you, but I'm gonna just let that shit go.
No. You got you. No. You effed up when you put her up here and she said some things, Mr. Slipper Wearer.
Cat.
Yeah.
Go ahead, tell that lie. Go ahead, tell that lie.
But no, yo, that's real shit.
But this is the thing, though. I
Yeah.
commend your wife because I know it's not easy dating someone in the military. Listen, I'm gonna get to you, but it's not easy dating somebody in the military because I'm pretty sure because when I used to date somebody in the army, they was all up in your business, all up in your business. And you're a
Like
grown
the army
man.
dude was in your business.
Yeah, the army people was all up in the like who you dating, why you want to date them, why. That's why I was like, we can't get married because they want to know everything. They was checking my background because I would have to live on. Army is different from y'all Air Force people. Y'all are more nicer. Okay, y'all are more nice.
I'll take
Army
that.
are mean. They're mean. Love y'all though. We could thank you for your services, but they be wanting to know everything. How long y'all been dating? When did y'all meet each other? How did y'all meet each other? One time he asked if we could get married, and it was like, well, we need to check this, and I'm like, bro, nah, I'm good. And we not even legal at this time. I'm okay.
But no, I was what I was gonna say is like I really don't know how to explain it, but you know, I've been on this back. I've been part of this community for I think about 3-4 months now, and it's fun. I enjoy when friends have a different relationship than family. Because I have a chat with my family, and I can't just say the most ignorant shit to them because why is Shaka doing all this? Let's really
Why is he
analyze
talking
this
like
shit.
that?
But friendship gives you an opportunity to express yourself, you know, where you really wouldn't express yourself to your family. So it's a different families forever, but there's something special about this community, about the friendship community, how you can just bring it up. Yeah, exactly. Why, boop, why, boop, why. I don't know. I really don't. I really can't put my tongue on it. If Mike was here, he'd be able to like spell it the fuck out.
Well, I believe
He'd be like, this
sincerely
is
that the
exactly
blood, like
what's going on.
there was a quote that we finally like completed after all these years. It's called "The blood of a bond is closer than the water of a wound," and I believe that to be the case here, to where we get a chance to really see each other for who we are. You know what I mean? Like most times when we grow up, we have preceded expectations. You know what I mean? Like, I desire you to be this way, or you're going to be like this when you grow up. And then when you come to a sense where, like, yeah, I'm not that, and you meet some people that are kind of like you, and you know have the same issues, have the same traditional, and at the end of the day, we all want to do better. I think that that's the most important thing. That kind of was what drove me. Like I was here twice. It's my second go round. Being within the first time, it was a little heavy, a little reckless, and I was going through my stuff too. But to say, you know what, the second go, and I told Ira, I said I want to not only learn, but I also want to be a benefit as well. So whatever information I have to provide and give, you know, what I mean, that's the least that I can do. Why? Because I'm going to be picking his brain so much. And the first thing he said was, "Listen, if I can provide service," and that's when you know when you're dealing with a good person. You know, what I mean, they want to offer their service, and you know what I mean? So this go around and then listening to a lot of these gentlemen, we're not just like laborers, like some of us have a past, but at the end of the day, these are good people.
Yeah.
And we have a story to tell, and our experience defines who we are, but it doesn't define where we're going. And I think that that's what I appreciate the most about everybody here.
Hey,
Everybody, give it up for
I'll
yourself.
say
Fuck that.
this. Everybody
I
here.
tried to give it to Mike Flair the best I could. You know what I mean?
No,
Everybody,
because but
If Mike were here.
what you
Let
said
me
is
say
actually true
something
because
though.
we all done said some things on here that people done looked at us crazy.
Funny,
I done said some
yeah.
things about my past, and not near one of them be like, "Well, that's stupid, that's
Right.
dumb," or like, "That's crazy." They be like, "Well, I'm here if you need to talk." I call Rashida like twice a week, literally. I'll be mad as hell. I'll be like, "Sheeta, she said, you know what? I need you to sit down, calm down." I'm like, "No." She be like, "Listen." Then she put that mom voice out. "Listen, you're going to sit your little ass down and
Facts.
you're going to calm down." I'm like, "Okay, ma'am. All right."
No, because she was ready to. We live like an hour and 45 minutes apart. She was ready to get in the Uber and pull up on my neighbor.
That was
I
different because
said,
she
you
said
know
something to
what?
my son. It's no, let her tell the truth. That little bitch downstairs decided that she want to
There
get
she
real
is.
cocky.
Listen, but you know what? This is one of the
There we
things I
go.
love about our
There we go.
community. Like we
all
really
right.
love
This
each
is
other.
nothing left to do but win
We can only
podcast
do
episode
certain things,
2.
Yo,
but we love each other.
Marcellus.
And after the year I've had, y'all really been rocking with me, and y'all been keeping me up. And I love this community. I really do. I even let y'all meet my parents the other day.
I met them personally, and her sister could fucking cook. Let me tell you, okay? Her father funny as hell. Her father is funny as
He crazy.
hell.
He crazy.
He's funny. He's cool as hell.
Anybody that's seen my Facebook know that my father is a little. He ain't rap
Trip.
sometimes.
Trip.
But what I can say about the protection of the men in this chat,
Yeah.
in this freaking panelist pod, is today I was taking a bus, Sheeta, and this dude pulled up and started beeping the horn, beep, beep. So I say something. All you hear is AK yelling. Scarf was on there. It was like, turn the phone over. Pull it up. I'm like, you in Plainfield. You're in North Carolina. I don't know where Scarf at, but they like, turn the phone around. Let him see us. I'm like, he's on now. Y'all loud.
We all like this, like.
Yeah, like turn the phone around. We want to see him. Like they got really upset, and I was like, you know what? I swear, I love y'all too freaking death. I'm for real. I'll catch flights too, so y'all remember that. Don't.
We got a good group of people here. We really, really do.
Ask Sheeta what happened on Thanksgiving. When I got to a house, I was stopping up and down them stairs waiting for her to come out that door. I was.
Oh, you talking about that neighbor downstairs?
I was waiting, baby.
That lady's weird.
And then here come Ira calling. Here come Ira. Hey, yo, you know, you there. I understand you feel some type of way. I need you to keep your composure together. You know, keep your feelings aside because you don't want Sheeta to get in trouble. It's the holidays and stuff.
Ira be the calm.
And then I said, tomorrow's not Thanksgiving.
The peacemaker.
Always.
So can I
let's figure this out?
Can I ask a real quick question? I know we on 2 hours, 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
We got a married gentleman. Rec is, I think, single, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, Kristen single.
Ladies.
Yep. Ladies, Rashida technically. Martinez technically. You know what I mean? Like you tell they got their eye on stuff. No, you know technical about it. No, you
not married.
Listen,
You're not married.
We're
ask your question.
So my question is this.
Me.
Nobody's coming for me. I don't know. I sincerely don't know. So my question is this. Can at some point, can we have a real dialogue in the introduction of like men to woman again? Because, you know, what's name don't count because he's married. Can we have a real introduction on like who we are now? Because this dating pool is trash.
Really
and I know this, we've been kind of like beating around in circles. This dating pool is basura. Like flush it down the toilet. Let a whole nother Genesis to begin. Like this thing is horrible.
If I could, it's so funny that you said that because honestly, that right there was the foundation. Was supposed to be the foundation of this entire episode.
Was it?
We were supposed to let single people just chime in on some of their experiences. We don't got that much time left. Got like 10 minutes left. But if you can give me, look, check this out. In 30 seconds, explain to me why the dating pool is so trash. In 30 seconds, go.
I think that social media has taken over the idea of what relationships should bring. We watch too much of other people's relationships, and we don't want to do the work and the discipline that makes our own flourish. We want everybody else's ideas, but none of our own traditions. We want everybody else's worth, and we don't know any of our own value. We want to know everybody else's secret, but we don't have any of our own to give to our partner. That's it. Give something to your partner worth having. Communication is necessary. Fundamentally, do your part.
3.
You're a female. You know, you're male.
Damn it, yo, you were there. You was right there. You was doing so good, bro. And then he said, I'm doing a 30-second cutoff, bro. You said, you're a female. And I said, oh, God damn. All right, Kristen, let's go. Go ahead. In 30 seconds, tell me why the dating pool is trash.
It's trash. I think it's trash because I agree with what WM said, but also just the idea that nobody has any sort of boundaries anymore. Nobody has any sort of rules to the game no more. Nobody has any sort of respect to the game no more. And I do blame social media for that. Back in the day, we hurt faces, not feelings. We not thumb thugs. We out here hitting people in the throat. So we not really trying to see people no more on that level. And the reality is when it's going down, it's not. Nobody thinks there's consequences anymore. Back to even the whole snitch thing in the beginning. There's no consequences to treating a man like a woman when he shouldn't be put in that space. But when you hit that bitch like the man she's acting like, then you got a case. It's bullshit. I'm done.
There you go. There you go. Perfect 30 seconds. God damn. Oh my God. All right. A-Rec, you ready, bro? All right, ladies. All right. Hold on. You hate when I do that shit. What's up? Yo, in 30 seconds, tell me what the hell is wrong with the dating pool, man.
People forget how to love. People don't want to love each other how they supposed to anymore. They always talking about the old days and how it's supposed to be anymore. I mean, nowadays everybody is going what they see on TV. What they don't have is what they want, but it's not what they need. You can't even do something. You can't even get yourself right. How you gonna love?
Nah, that's a fact, bro.
How you gonna give them time and affection when you don't even have that for yourself? I mean, it all comes down to that with me. I mean, you can't love me, then it's really no need to even try or even attempt anything.
Heard. All right, that was an L30. Yeah, that's my guy. He's in out. Yeah. Hold up, yo, Sheeta. Do you even want to chime in on this at all? You could, because I'ma still chime in. Shock's still going to chime in, or maybe not. I don't know. Yeah.
But what I see is most people are entitled. They are entitled to things that they don't deserve, that they haven't earned. And most people want the maximum while only giving the minimum. That's why I hate when people say, I don't eat the Cheesecake Factory. Okay, you don't eat the Cheesecake Factory, but what can you afford for yourself? Why should that man take you to a $300 steak restaurant when you eat Chick-fil-A every day? And that's just how I see it. Most people are really entitled to things that they haven't earned.
Word. All right. That Chick-fil-A and steak joint was crazy. Hold on, here we go. Young Shaka.
Oh, I mean, I can't speak on the single game, but what I will say is, I know we were talking about Black Mirror earlier, and my favorite episode is Hang the DJ.
That's your favorite episode?
It's my favorite episode.
That was me in like one of my best friends' episodes too. You know what I'm saying? I like that one.
Hang the DJ is my favorite episode, and I would just say that on the other end,
watch that, yo.
On the other end, basically, I am very, very happy, and I can't really say anything negative about it, man. Marriage is great. Single life is very, very interesting, and it's very difficult. And that episode kind of explains how weird that being single can be. But once you figure it out, it's there, So God bless y'all, single ass motherfuckers. And I hope, yeah, I love y'all, and just I pray y'all keep y'all, please stay sexually active. Just be in there, get in there, and be happy. But I swear, I am very happy with my life, and I hope my 36 is up. I've already talked too much.
My man, Young Shaka, official gun popper. Yo, you want to chime in on the dating pool?
Bro, that shit is trash. Cesspool basura, okay? Men and some females that is too think they men, because I do date both sides, have a physical boundary problem. And that is a turnoff, and it's disgusting. I have said, I've been taught to have manners. I'm sorry. You say hi, I'm gonna say hi back. Hello, hi, and keep it pushing. I don't gotta talk to you. That's why I told you the other day I stopped giving men eye contact when I go outside. When I see a group of men, I look down and I keep it pushing. Because when you look at them in the face, they automatically think that's an introduction to talk to you. If you don't talk to them, I had people pull my hair. Like, hey, yo, shorty, like, don't touch me or pull my shirt to stop me. But then when I turn around and you know what type of attitude and mouth I have, I turn around and give them that. Oh, damn, Ma, you acting like a real bitch. This is why I tell people, don't act a way to make me react. And when I give you these consequences, you want to fake turn like a different type of person. Don't do that with me. Don't touch me. I don't like people touching me. If I rock with you, cool. But that pulling of the hair, pulling on this, don't touch me. It's not attractive.
Yeah.
It's nasty. And mind you, I'm 5 feet, $168. I'm always by myself. I'm always on the phone with y'all, on FaceTime with y'all, because y'all know I travel, I say, whatever. So by y'all doing that to a girl, that's not making her feel safe. That's not making her be like, oh, she want to talk to you. That's disgusting as hell. Don't do that. Especially if we supposed to be grown. It's not high school. High school, you probably could get that off because we was stupid as hell. We
No,
ain't
you
know our
couldn't.
worth in high school.
No, you couldn't.
Probably not you. You
No.
grew up differently. But
Stupid
like
ass.
in Irvington High, Clayfield High, it was different. Back then, we used to pop people with water balloons and shit like that. But as an adult,
Oh,
I go out, and as an adult, if I go outside, I don't give men eye contact because I am scared of what y'all might want to do. And that now y'all know my situation now. I'm even more scared of what y'all going to do or what I'm going to do to react to that shit. It's more
That's a
deadly on my
terrible way
side.
to exist.
It is. I live in Newark. They
I live in
are
South
crazy.
Jersey. It's the same thing.
Yeah, but no, North
Listen.
men. Listen. Ask Mr. BBW Lover. He grew up on the number blocks. Niggas in Newark are disrespectful as hell. They don't give a
is
fuck.
this Mr. BBW Lover right here? I'm
But
sorry
I
if
don't
I
think
could.
it's just
That's Mr. BBW Lover.
it's not just a Newark
Wow.
thing though.
No,
Like
but I'm not
that's
saying
Listen,
it's not
listen,
just
listen.
a
I
Newark.
am an
It's
all
not
lover.
a.
I am an all lover. Let's get off that.
It's not just a Newark thing, but I live
Nah,
in
but
Newark.
like
I go
you
through
can't
this
even just
every
say out
day.
for just everybody. Like
And I
everybody
mean,
has lost that common courtesy. I mean, effect that makes people want to talk to. A lot of people don't even. I mean, now it's okay to say what up, bitch. I mean, what's good or what up, nigga. Like, I mean,
Who told you
it's
that?
the wave right now, and people really think that's how you're really supposed to be talking.
That's how they talk
Because I
of me.
guarantee
Telling
you,
you
if
how
you
they talk
approach
of
me
me.
like that, we got a problem.
Yeah, I mean, anybody that is respectful is going to say something about it. But nowadays, a lot of people, even older, they don't give a fuck. That's how they talk.
All right, check
Like,
this
I be
out. What
seeing
I'm about to
cases
do
of those.
is, if I could, I'm about to let you finish. Sorry to cut your wisdom. This is Nothing Left to Do But One podcast, episode 44. I'm gonna cut stream, but we're gonna continue chatting. I'm gonna cut stream. Appreciate y'all for rocking now, but we're gonna continue. We are going to continue chatting. I gotta cut this at 2 hours and 20 minutes, so I cannot upload it to our partners at Fam TV. Shout out to Fam TV.